All right. We have tennis ball or similar size ball, right? Whatever works for you. We're going to start out rolling the feet like we always do. We're going to do a little bit of upper body work today. On Monday, we did not get to upper body, so we'll do spend a little bit of time above the hip today. But we're always start with the feet, ball of the foot, heel of the foot, all the spaces in between. Start with that right now. We're going to roll each foot for a couple minutes. Okay. I recommend doing this a couple times a day, but we're going to guarantee you get it in right here. Okay. So it can be quick, back and forth, slower, and as always, you're controlling the tension you put. I'm sorry, the pressure that you put into these spaces, all under your control. Right, you have that wall space, hopefully open wall space next to you. You can lean into the wall, use it whenever you need for balance or anything else. Try not to use it if you can. Okay, little with the toes pulled up, little with the toes relaxed. Get into that arch space. Get all the way outside to that pinky edge. Okay, rolling back and forth. Okay, taking a little inventory here. What's tight? What's not tight? Remember those spaces that are tight. Get ready to go right back there when we do our polka dotting. Okay, I have a tight spot on this outer edge, way down by my heel. So I'm going to start there with my polka dot. Polka dot. I'm going to push down, hold, and then I'm moving, lifting, spreading my toes apart. So what we're doing here is a pin and stretch. I'm pinning that trigger point, and I'm stretching the fascia out from that space. Okay, so that's my first polka dot space. I'm going to find another. Okay, so go back to those tight spots you found with your rolling. Push down, hold, wiggle the toes, breathe. All right, just a couple more here. All right, and now putting the ball right in the center of the ball of your foot. All right, I want you to reach around the ball and pick it up. So that motion of picking it up, what it does is takes the arch of your foot up, right? So imagine picking up the ball, holding it, now throwing it down. So that arch space is reaching for the floor. Now pick the arch space up as you pick the ball up. Throw the ball down. Pick the arch space up. Hold. Throw it down. And one more time. Pick it up. And throw it down. Good. Finish on this foot. Rolling a little side to side, front to back, whatever works. All right, wiggling the toes. Maybe doing a little bit more polka dot if that works for you. Good, shake that out. Now comparing that rolled side to the non-rolled side. Take it into a big inhale up, exhale, forward fold. And a little side to side. Which leg is looser? Which side feels more active? Take it into a squat, slow squat. How deep it goes up to you. But which side feels awake? Looser. All right, one more test, same side. Find your one leg balance. Hold. Compare that to the side you have not rolled yet for a comparison, right? For me, a lot more movement in that leg I have not rolled yet, okay? So switch to the other side. Now, I say switch, but again, it's your class, especially this class, right? Most of this class is becoming aware of what your body needs, right? Tools to help you realize what your body needs. So if you need to spend more time on one side, please, please, please do it. Okay, rolling back and forth. Ball of the foot, the heel of the foot, into the arch, out towards that outer edge. Taking a little inventory, what's tight, right? On this foot, other foot, I was tight on the outside, down by my heel. This foot, right on the inside, right in that arch space, right? So not going to be consistent from side to side. Just like I said, take these tools, use them to increase your body awareness, make adjustments. Okay? Polka dot, hold, move the toes, breathe, inhale, and exhale. Find a new spot, hold, breathe, inhale, and exhale. Find a couple more spaces. And last one. Good. And finding that ball of the foot, center of the ball of the foot, right? If my ball is right here in my hand, right in this space, I'm going to crunch around the ball as if I'm going to pick it up. When I crunch around, the palm of my hand pulls away. Now I'm going to throw it away. Palm of my hand goes forward, right? So same thing with my foot. Arch of my foot goes up. I throw it away. Arch of the foot goes down. Arch of my foot goes up as I pick it up. Arch of the foot goes down as I throw it down. Go ahead, do this a couple more times on this side. Good, and shake that out. So do a little comparison now, right? From side to side, forward fold. Forward fold, squats, one leg balance. What feels good to you? All right. All right, let's do just a little calf stretch, right? And I'm going to show you the side view. Right, little calf and bottom of the and foot stretch. So bottom of the foot, toes on the floor, heel come up. Inhale up, exhale, press forward. Inhale up, exhale, press forward. Just do it 2 more times. Inhale up, like you're pressing up. Exhale, press forward. 1 more time. Inhale up, exhale, press forward. Flip it over. Tops of the toes, as if you're kicking, right? Kick forward, hold, and release. Kick forward, hold, and release. Stretching the front of the foot, top of the ankle. Kick forward, hold, release. 2 more. Kick forward, hold, and release. And kick forward, hold, and release. Same foot, park it behind you. Check to make sure all those toes are pointed forward, right? Press the heel to the floor, keep the knees straight. You can do this pressing into the wall if you feel a better stretch that way. I'm just showing you that side angle view, right? Heel to the floor, hip forward. Make sure the toes are pointed forward. Now, you can bend that back knee if you want. Send that stretch down towards the heel and the Achilles. Continue with your breath. Alternate between the straight knee and the bent knee, whatever works for you. Right, and if you're into the wall, you're pushing into the wall and you're pressing your heel down into the floor. Make sure that heel is pressing down, okay? Whenever you're ready, switch sides, okay? Toes on the floor, heel up, inhale up. Exhale, press forward. Inhale up. Exhale, press forward. Stretching the bottom of the foot here. Inhale up. Exhale, press forward. 2 more. Last one. Good. Top of the toes into the floor. As if you're kicking and your toes get caught, right? Kick, hold, and release. Kick, hold, and release. Kick, hold. Take it out to the pinky toe side. Feel that outer ankle stretch. Take it to the big toe side. A little bit of that inner foot arch stretch back to the middle. release, kick and hold, outer edge, inner edge, and release, kick and hold, outer edge, inner edge, release. Last one, kick and hold, outer edge, inner edge, release. Shake off that foot. And we're going to go into rolling, moving up the chain, rolling the hips, right? Actually, sorry. We forgot our calf stretch, right? Calf stretch on this side. So heel down, toes pointed forward, right? Straight knee, using the wall as you need, whether you're pushing into it or you're next to it for balance, right? Straight knee, bent knee, pushing that heel towards the floor the entire time. Alternate between these. Good, and shake it out. Good. So ankles, feet, calves, stretched out. Let's work on the hips, right? Today we're gonna start with the lower hip, that main glute, right? Big glute max, side to side. You can do a little up and down. Remember, you can go on that diagonal from hip, right? From hip to tailbone. Make it horizontal, whatever works. Finding that hip socket, right? And tracing all around that hip socket with your ball. Whatever feels good in that lower glute space, right? The lower part of the cheeks, right? Monday we talked about kind of tracing that outer edge of the hip socket. See if you can find that just for a little bit here. All right, whenever you're ready, if you want to stay on that side, but take it to the other. Then give a little bit of love to both, right? But if you don't feel anything on one side, go back to the other side, right? It's going to spend about 40 more seconds on the lower glutes and we'll bring it up. Good, okay. So now we're going to go upper glutes, right? So top of your pelvis, find the rim, stick the ball right underneath that rim, right? You can go from your tailbone out to the hip and back across. Okay, so taking the ball from here to here, you can spend time out here, right? Especially if you find a tight spot. I encourage you to press, hold, pin that tight spot, and then stretch out of that spot. So I'm taking my inside arm up and over. Okay, reaching away from the wall. Up and over. Pin that hip spot. Right, reach up and over. Right? So we talked about tracing the ball and socket joint here. Can you trace the rim of the pelvis? Get that ball right underneath that rim, kind of scrubbing side to side. Oh, lots of tightness in there. If you're doing squatting, hill climbing, lunging, any of that stuff. Right, and take it to the other side. Again, high glute space, right? Right underneath that pelvis. You find a tight spot, take that inside arm up, extend up and over, reach out. Good. We're going to take about 40 more seconds here. Anywhere in the glutes. So whether it's high glute or low glute space, any of those spaces, take some time, roll, breathe, Don't be in a rush. Hold anything that needs a little extra time. Good. Okay, so we're going to stay up. We're going to continue to roll in the upper back area. So we went from the high hip space. Now that from your hip landmark, I want you to find a new landmark. So it's your shoulder blade, right? Bottom of your shoulder blade. You may be able to reach it. Maybe you can't. Comes down lower than most people think. Put that ball right underneath that shoulder blade space, right? And we're going to roll. Put the ball in there. Roll a little side to side. So think of the space underneath the shoulder blade, okay? Going side to side, horizontal line, okay? Now, can you get to the inside spine of your shoulder blade and do a little up and down? And then you're making an L, horizontal, vertical, underneath, next to. All right, so making that little L pattern, next, outlining the shoulder blade, right? Your shoulder blade is your bony landmark. We never roll the bones. We don't roll the joints. We just roll the soft tissues, the fascia around. Okay? Whenever you're ready, think of that L pattern, right? Finding the bottom of your shoulder blade on the other side. Start with the horizontal. Okay? Take it to a vertical. That means bending the knees, dropping the hips. All right, horizontal, vertical. All right. I know your scapula is not a square, but we're just making that L pattern around it. All right, just about 10 more seconds here. All right, we'll do 20 here in this space. All right, again, we're not rolling on the spine. We're not rolling on the scapula. We're finding the spaces in between. All right. Now, let's say you have a tight spot anywhere along there. All right. Could be below, could be next to. Can you pin and stretch? Yes, you can. So if I have one here, right here on my right side, right, I'm going to hold. I can either reach up and over, or I can reach out and across, and now I'm stretching that space, right, pin and stretch. So my ball is right here, right, underneath my shoulder blade to the outside, and what I'm doing is a reach, pull, and across. That, to me, feels like I get more stretch than the up and over, but I'm going to do a little bit of both. Okay, so play around with this here, placing the ball. You can just continue to roll if that feels best for you, but if you have a tight spot, try a little pin and stretch. Hold it, right? Breathe, and then add movement. Good, just 20 more seconds here. Good. All right, so now we're going to take it shoulder blades, right? Get a little looser, less crunchy. Now we're going to take it to the shoulder. So first space I want you to find is right there, right in the soft tissue space behind the armpit. Push up, and you can take your hand up if you want. You can keep it down, whatever feels good. Finding that kind of back of the armpit space. A lot of, excuse me, shoulder rotators in there, right? Shoulder cuff. A lot of little muscles in there that crisscross each other, connect. Again, you're controlling the pressure as we're here. Keep that chin pulled in. Maybe you pin and stretch here. Where can we have movement? Right at the head. So I just take my ear to that opposite shoulder. Shoulders and neck. So interconnected. You cannot work out one without the other. So if you find a tight spot here in the shoulder, guaranteed there's something going on in your neck too. So just add a gentle movement through the neck, right? Again, you can take the arm up, get in that space a little bit more. Right, and switching to the other side whenever you are ready. Right, back of the armpit. Arm up if that feels good. And stretch. Good. All right, so now we had the top of our pelvis as a bony landmark. We had our scapula as a bony landmark. Now I want you to find the collarbone, right? The back side of the collarbone here, and you're going to put the ball on the soft tissue right on top of that. That's the trapezius muscle. So then what you're going to do is lean into the wall. So here, okay, I'll show you from the side. My feet are kind of further out than my head and shoulders because I'm going to kind of leverage that here. As I take that ball from my shoulder towards my neck, right? And that ball is just going right along that edge there. That back shoulder blade bone is a shelf. The ball is sitting right on that shelf and going just a little bit. It's not going super far in and out, just a little bit of motion in and out. Find a tight spot, which if you don't have a tight spot in your traps, I will be absolutely amazed. Okay? Tight spot, hold, and again, can add some gentle head movement, whether it's looking up, looking down, looking to the side, and I stress slow and gentle here, right? In that high trapezius space, doing a little movement, right? Hold. You can add movement at the shoulder as well. You can add that stretch, across the body stretch, whatever feels good. And whenever you're ready, take it to the other side. So again, bony landmark of that back edge of your shoulder blade. Put the ball on top of that shelf. Pressure into the wall. Going side to side. You control the pressure here. If you have a knot, press and hold, breathe, add some movement. Wow, I just found a big one, didn't know I had. Okay. Trapezius gets so overworked with holding up our head because we tend to hold our head in that head forward position all the time. So our traps take the toll all day long. So as we're standing, where do we stand? Ears over shoulders, tucking that chin in, lifting. As if someone's picking up by the ears, that posture is going to give your trapezius a little bit of a break, right? Arm movement. Across the body, head movement, whatever works for you. 30 more seconds here in the traps, wherever you want to spend that time. Good. And release. Let's do some nice big rolls. All right. We have about a little less than 15 minutes here. Actually, sorry. No, I don't. I have about 5 minutes. So, all right. Let's come down to the floor. After we do that shoulder roll, make sure you have your yoga strap or towel or sweatshirt, whatever you have. Make sure you have that as you come down to the mat. And we're going to start out on our backs. Okay, starting out on the back. Knees bent, feet flat. If you have a towel, just roll it up so it's long, right? So it's rolled up here long ways. Put it around one foot. Send that foot straight into the ceiling. Slide your hands down. I want your upper arms to be on the floor. I don't want you here working. I want those upper arms to be stable on the floor, belly button pulled up and in, hips still, okay? So notice my leg that's not here, up high. It can be bent. It can also be straight, stretch out forward, whatever feels good to you, okay? Big inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now, I'm not trying to straighten my knee. Instead, I'm trying to send my heel up to the ceiling and my toe down to my nose. That intensifies that stretch. Don't think about sending your hip, or the back of your knee away. Just think about lengthening. Can you lengthen out of your hip? At the same time, it's an active stretch, right? You have your lower abdominals turned on. You're pressing that back of that hip into the mat. Okay, so try that again. Hip pressing to the mat, heel reaching away, toe to the nose. Now, hold here. 3 breaths. Good. Now, coming out to the same side. And again, I'm not trying to straighten my knee. I'm trying to reach the heel away. Pull the toe to my nose. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Using the band and my core, coming back to center. Here, I'm going to turn my big toe towards my center, keeping my hip, again, active to the lower abdominals, coming across my body. Doesn't take much for me to feel that here in that hip, a little in the outer hamstring, wherever works for you. Do not lift that back hip off the mat. Hold. Good. Coming back up. And let's do a little, what they call hamstring floss. So I'm going to bend my knee. And then I'm going to straighten it. Not straighten it, but I'm going to reach my heel for the ceiling, toes to the nose. So my knee might get straight, it might not. But again, hip into the mat, heel to the ceiling. So just a little bend, basically a flex and lengthen. Flex and lengthen. Let's do that for 5 more. I want you to tighten the quad in the front of the leg as much as you can. That adds to that elasticity in the back, that opposing hamstring muscle. Good. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. Maybe tug a little bit and hold. Good. And we switch sides. So other foot in, right? This knee can be bent, can be straight, whatever feels good. So again, heel to the ceiling, toe to the nose. Back of the hip, anchored into your mat. Hold here. Okay, still reaching to the heel, take it out to the same side. Using your towel, whatever you have to help support the weight of that leg. Still reaching through the heel, pulling the toe back. It doesn't have to go all the way down to the floor, right? It just needs to go where you get a good stretch. Good, come back to center. Make sure that hip is anchored. Turn your big toe towards your center, come across the body. Don't let that hip lift up. This side, I can go further before I start to feel a stretch. But I want to make sure that I'm not just going further by lifting up the hip, right? Keeping that hip anchored, taking it across the body. One more. Good, and come back here. We do that little floss, bend the knee, and lengthen. Bend and lengthen. Good. Heel the ceiling, toe to your nose. Tighten that quad in the front. Hip anchored. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can take that off. Now you might use it on this next part, might not. I'm going to continue with the hip, right? Hip and hamstring here. Going to bring your knees into your chest. Pull the knees into the chest. Press the tailbone into the mat. So you're actively taking your tailbone and pressing it down as we rock side to side here. Right? So tailbone into the mat. Next up, we're going to go into happy baby. So you're going to reach up between the knees, or if it feels better to you, reach to the outside, whatever feels good to you here. Right? It's your body. Grab your big toes, your pinky toes. And again, tailbone into the mat. Reach for the mat. Rock a little side to side. All right, so we're pulling those shoulder blades back and down, right? Those muscles that we rolled around the scapula. Pull those shoulder blades back and down. Good, find your center. Now, I'm going to focus on my right side, this side, right? So my left side can stay here in happy baby, or I can bring it to the ground, whatever feels better. So I'm going to go out, and then I'm going to bring it in, right? So I can grab the inside of the foot, outside of the foot. You can use your strap or towel here as well. What we're going to do is rotate your foot in, and then send it out. Rotate it in, and then send it out. So what we're getting is a nice rotation through that hip joint, and then extending out, lengthening through the hamstrings, right? Hips and hamstrings totally connected to each other. Focusing on that lateral, that outside hamstring space. Okay, so this little stirrup stretch. Bringing it in, bringing it out. If this doesn't feel good, just go here, right? Little bends. Right, little bends. More in and out. Let's do 5 more on this side. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, and switch. Right, so maybe you'll see it better here, but I'm gonna take my, you can see the bottom of my foot here, right? So I'm bringing it in towards my center, setting out and away. In towards my center, out and away. And how much movement? Completely up to you and your body. Don't force anything. Use your strap, your towel as needed. All right, 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rock up, either rock up or rock side to side. And come to all fours. We're going to finish in child's pose. We're going to add a little lateral reach to get that nice side stretch. So we're going to start out the middle. You know, your child's pose can be feet together, knees apart, or you can do legs together, whatever feels good to you. Hips to heels, as far back as you can go. Walk your hands forward. We're going to start straight ahead. So I want you to really reach your fingers for the front of your mat here. Big inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button to the spine. Your head can relax with your forehead on the mat, down between your arms. So I'm going to keep my head up so you can hear me. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, exhale. Now we're going to reach the lateral side. So take your left hand to the left side of your mat, outside your left shoulder. Take your right hand, put it on top of your left, interlace your fingers. I want you to hold there. Now pull back, actively pull back through that right hip as you reach your right arm forward. Feel that stretch. Back of the shoulder into that hip. And when you're ready, take it to the other side. Right hand on the bottom, left hand on top, and we're actively pulling back through that left hip. Good, and coming back to all fours, little thread the needle, take that arm up. Dive it under, bring the shoulder blade to the mat, head to the mat. Inhale, exhale. Pulling the belly button to the spine. Getting a nice gentle rotation here. Pulling the belly button in. Little pressure through that hand in the mat. And then to come out, you're going to push through that hand. Come up and switch side. Big inhale up. Exhale, thread the needle. And press back up. I encourage you to come to knees together for child's pose. Press back. And then come down, chest to the thighs. You can either put your hands back by your feet, forehead on the mat, or out in front, whatever works for you. I encourage you to work on your breath here. So you can feel that breath starting in the belly. So we want to focus on our breath. Big inhale, expanding through the belly first. Take that expansion into the diaphragm, into the lungs, spreading the rib cage apart, and now reverse it. Rib cage, diaphragm, belly. Okay, so focus on our breaths. Big inhale. And exhale. All right, with your knees in tight here, belly into your thighs. With that belly breath, as you expand through the belly, you should feel a little stretch through that low back as well. And of course, you can continue this breath with legs up the wall, feet on the wall. Focus on belly, expansion, diaphragm, lungs, rib cage, and then reverse it back the other way. Encourage you to continue with your breath. Focus on it for the next few minutes. I am going to sign off. Thanks for joining. And I will see you all on Monday.